Okay, and we are live. Welcome back to the channel. Are we live? We might be live. Anyway, welcome back to the channel, guys. We've got nothing super interesting today, and really just a, pretty chill stream. It's another baby nap stream. I feel like most of them are probably going to be that. Let's see how we're looking on YouTube. There we go. Alright, cool. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that that the video was showing properly here. Yeah, so today, we're just going to be progressing a little bit more through the story. Touching on another couple things that, maybe some Reddit questions. So for the first question that I came across here, it's really just a question for the beginning of Master Rank. So any new players probably won't need this information as much. You probably won't remember it by the time you get there. So basically the question is 3-piece high rank set or 5-piece Master Rank set for the beginning of Master Rank. Looks like they are wondering if they're good to run a 3-piece Teostra set to get Master's Touch, and then 2 pieces of Beatotus armor to get some, better armor rating and earplugs. Honestly, kind of depends. It really depends on your skill level, because the thing with running high rank armor Master Rank is just that the defense, like the actual armor rating is incredibly low compared to Master Rank armor. Like, we're talking, like, I think it's like half of what Master Rank armor is sometimes, depending on, like, that's like base armor rating. I don't know how much you can actually upgrade Master or high rank armor once you get to Master Rank. I don't know, like, if you can get it to be comparable in defense, but the skills, obviously, like, if you're looking for, you're getting Master's Touch, like Weakness Exploit and all those good perks, like, it's definitely going to be more worth it for you to do that, especially if you are survivable, like if you're able to survive those Master Rank hunts with those lowered armor ratings. Especially, like, the beginning of Master Rank is generally pretty easy to survive like that. I do know that, like, when Iceborne originally came out, people were running, like, Draken armor, because, obviously people were already in the endgame. But yeah, so like I said, it's unfortunately, like many other things in this game, it's pretty situational. It's really going to depend on your skill set. So, I mean, yeah, I don't see why not. Alright. Let's get these carved while I find my next question. Okay, this is a good one here. It looks like this person is towards the end of high rank. So the question is my build good enough for Nergigante? Now, let's take a look and see what they're rocking here. It's my first playthrough with Charge Blade. I've been using the Defender weapons and Diabolos weapons back and forth. For this fight I'm using Defenders. I need to know if my set is good enough for Nergigante, and if I need to farm more Odogaron. Head is Odogaron Alpha Chest, Odogaron Alpha Vambraces, Alpha Quail, Bone Alpha Legs, and then Odogaron Alpha Charm. I honestly have no idea what an Odogaron Alpha Charm is. I'm assuming that it's going to be the Critical Eye Charm, because I think the first version of that is mostly Odogaron pieces. And then they're using the Defender Charge Blade 4. So obviously Defender weapons, they're absolutely busted. Best weapons in the game up until basically hit Master Rank. So yes, the weapon is fine. I highly don't recommend using it, because it's going to be a total culture shock to the system once you get to Master Rank. But I think that's been harped on enough in this community. So for all intents and purposes, yeah, Defender weapon is fine. Level 4 is the second to last upgrade for it, which the final upgrade, you need pieces from Nergigante. So honestly, as far as the armor goes, I would probably replace the bone legs. Like, I know for a fact that there are better things. Especially when we're talking about Charge Blade. Because, like, yeah, obviously Charge Blade does want the normal suite of, critical or affinity skills, so like Crit Eye, Weakness Exploit, all those kind of things. But in order to do more damage, like, actually have that, like, better skills that fit your specific weapon archetype, you're really going to want to look for, like, capacity boost. Because the more files you have, the number one, the longer your Savage Axe lasts. If you're playing Savage Axe, if you're playing mostly SAED, the SAED does more damage when you have more files. Artillery boosts damage of impact files, so great to have, especially with SAED. Focus, you want, it charges your files up quicker, for hits. Focus 3 charges it super quickly. It's not mandatory, just recommended. And then guard. So I like having at least guard 1 for, high rank, obviously. Oh damn, I scared all the fish away. But yeah, I like having at least guard 1 for, high rank. It blocks most attacks. Guard 3 probably for Nergigante, with the charge shield that you can block his, I believe you can block his dive bomb, so like his, super strong attack that carts basically everybody. You can block that. You can also try to get power prolonger if it's accessible. I'm not really sure. That'll just make sure that your your weapon and your shield, your sword and your shield stay charged longer. So those are pretty mission critical for Charge Blade. In addition to all of the normal, like, Weakness Exploit, Critical Eye, Attack Boost, all that good stuff that you're going to want anyway. You're not going to be able to fit all of those skills in. But I know for a fact you can get at least, like, a decent amount of artillery, you can get capacity boost, you can get a good amount of focus. So, like, just kind of diversifying rather than just going all in on Odogaron, especially because his set bonus I don't even think is really that good for Charge Blade. I believe it's punishing draw. You're not really doing a whole lot of draw attacks with that weapon, so you would probably be best going for something
Your
else.
stamina cap has dropped. Eat some well-done steak to
Even-
restore it to max.
Honestly, even if you were to go for, what is it, Rathalos? Yeah, Rathalos set bonus is better. I believe high ranks is critical element, so like if you're doing an element charge blade build, I would do like the Tobi-Kadachi charge blade. Pretty good affinity. Thunder damage is good against Nergigante. But yeah, so definitely try to diversify the armor a little bit. I don't think that going all in on, you know, the Odo set is probably what's going to be best for you at that point in the story. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, and then the last post I want to take a look at before we get into the main meat of this whole thing is, it looks like a request for building. Looks like this person just killed Nergigante, and they want to know how to learn how to build. So building, you know, like making builds in this game. You know what? I actually would say hold that thought for 1 sec. Oh man, sorry about that, guys. I was getting a phone call, needed to make sure it wasn't the insurance company. Goddamn telemarketers. Yeah, anyway, so this person's looking for, like, help building. Realistically, to make builds in this game, you really need to kind of identify what skills are good for your weapon. So, this person's playing Longsword. So, Longsword is obviously, like all weapons, generally want, you know, the affinity skills, sharpness management if it fits. So, like, you know, you're looking at stuff like Handicraft, set bonuses like Teostra's Master's Touch, kind of ties in with the affinity as well. So, aside from all of that, you are going to want to identify weapon specific skills. So, for example, I'm playing wow, Gunlance. Jesus Christ, I just totally had a brain fart. I'm playing Gunlance. Okay, so the skills that I have identified that I will probably want are artillery, right? And then guard. So it also depends on what part of the game you're in. Right now, the best skills that I can have for this are artillery and guard. There's not really much else that I can get. I mean, I could probably get like evade extender from Tobi-Kadachi. I don't feel like farming it though. Other than that, you know, I'm not really going to get anything better until I get access to stuff like capacity boost, and this is a wide gun lance, so I don't need any focus or anything like that. Realistically, it's just critical eye, artillery, capacity boost, you know, and that goes for the rest of the game as well. Once you get up there in the, you know, the top of high rank or low master rank, you really want to start looking at what skills your weapon wants. For longsword, focus is good. It helps charge quicker. Power prolonger helps keep your weapon powered up longer. And then, realistically, you could also opt in for other comfort skills like stun resistance if you're getting hit a lot. Um, Things like that. Earplugs. But like I said, it does heavily depend on what you're actually working with as far as weapons go. Some weapons want completely different skills as others, you know. So like I said, gun lance is artillery capacity boost. Hunting horn, you're looking at, you want probably, I don't remember the name of the skill at this point, but the decoration is called the sonorous decoration. It's basically like horn maestro, I think the skill is called. But it basically just makes your songs last longer. Like, you're not going to have that on any other weapon besides hunting horn. Great sword. While this is technically a general purpose affinity skill, critical draw is way better on greatsword than it is on any other weapon because it's the weapon that you do the most draw attacks with. I actually think that works with longsword as well with the special sheath. So like that's also something to think about, But yeah, so realistically, it's you need to really, by the point that he is in the game, you're kind of meant to have a reasonable understanding of what skills are good for your weapon and things like that. Feel free to like do a little bit of extracurricular reading. Don't just only rely on what the game tells you, because that's not always going to be a lot of information. Sometimes the game just doesn't tell you something. I see a lot of people getting tripped up with like upgrading their weapon, where they have one weapon selected and they're trying to upgrade a different weapon. And with other games like I actually think this started in Rise, but like I know for a fact Wilds does it, where you can upgrade, like, if I select to upgrade my weapon, my iron weapon, I can also upgrade my bone weapon in the same menu. Like, you can't do that while you're in world. If I want to upgrade iron, Iron Axe 1, I need to click on Iron Axe 1 to upgrade. So where I'm at right now, the reason I'm standing in the middle of the ancient forest here is fishing. So this is something that I've basically not touched almost at all in a very, very long time. But in this little pond here and down by the ocean where the Kestodon are, you can actually fish up the sunfish and to get wetfish scales. So what a sunfish scale is basically similar to a star jerky. You eat it, it gives you health back. I believe it helps prevent bleed. And then wetfish fins are single-use sharpening scales that work faster than your normal sharpening. So like you see that only did the shave twice. One more second here. Let's see if we get another call. Don't you love when the telemarketers hang up on you? You say hello, and then they just hang up the phone. Love when that happens. But yeah, so it basically is just less actual sharpening cycles, so they're good. Later on in the game, there is an event quest, I believe it is, that you can farm Wetfish Scale Plus, which is literally just a single sharpening cycle for everything. So basically what you're going to do, you take out your fishing rod here. You can use your net that you use to capture pets to catch these fish, but if you use the fishing rod, the fish don't run away. So, you know, you take out your fishing rod, you slap it in the water, and then you can just wiggle it. And then once you see the fish grab it, you know, you hit your button, it reels it in. You get the fish, which counts as a pet. I'm getting attacked right now. Catch him. Oh shit, he is. Oh god. I don't need anything from him. Ain't clowning me. Guard. I really don't like this though. So I'm learning to play, I'm trying to learn how to play this on keyboard and mouse. Yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah, I'm trying to learn how to play this on keyboard and mouse, and I keep forgetting the, the keybinds. Nah, it happens. So Fortify is cool, right? Fortify, when you die, you get just a damage bonus for free for dying. It's not a bad thing to use, especially in expeditions, because you can proc it a couple times before you have to worry about actually dying to the quest. Most quests have a 3 death limit. Investigations can be a little bit different. Sometimes if you have like increased rewards on an
let's go on an expedition out in the Great Ravine. I'll tag along.
On an investigation, so like, let's see, like this one here. Okay, so it has, you know, it's got better stuff that it's going to give you. So it uses that as an excuse to take, you know, take a feint off. Sometimes they give you bonus, you know, like it's kind of randomized when you get it. Also something to note, when you have multiple monsters in a quest, or the monster's health is lowered, so you're not doing 3 full monster hunts, you're actually, you know, you might be doing the same amount of overall total damage, but it's just split up for monsters. I don't know what the exact multipliers are, but I know for a fact it's like it's a lowered amount of health, which is cool.
How's your gear holding up?
Especially for those quests. There's event quests that have like 5 monsters in them, so it has you hunt like every monster that's native to that area, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so here, just gonna upgrade this. That's cool. I can get the Tobi Kadachi one, which is kind of neat. Downgrade this. And then you can upgrade to the Pulsar. So this is a long gun lance. It's a little bit different of a play style. Like I said, wide is pretty linear. It's, you know, poke bang type situation. this I'm gonna need to go to the next area for. I think I can technically hunt a Raytheon right now, right? I mean, like, I know for a fact I can find one in an expedition. I prefer to get quests for monsters, though, because you get, you get quest rewards, and things of that nature. I think the first one you get is from this lady, though, but it doesn't look like I have it yet. So, I mean, look, I'm going to see if there are any, SOSs. Since they're not, I'm just going to move on to my next mission. So, let's take our expedition. All right.
Great, we made it. Let's start by finding a way forward.
And I feel like I always have the sniffles when I'm sitting with the air conditioner on. Air blows right down on my desk.
I think we can get through if we head this way.
You will learn as you progress through the story of this, man. Anytime the handler comes on a mission with you,
I'm guessing there's something pretty
some
important
bullshit
on the other
happens.
side.
She gets hurt, she gets attacked, she gets kidnapped. Yeah, it's literally every time the handler's involved. So I feel like we should just let her stay at home.
Look at this massive fissure it made. This is the power of an Elder Dragon.
Yeah, this is a bit of a weird game to play on keyboard and mouse. I like it. The gun lance, when I was learning it, I got about halfway through my total amount of hunts, and I was like, let me try the keyboard and mouse because it feels clunky sometimes to use on controller. You can't, look around as quickly. Just an FYI, I'm going to be skipping the cutscenes. I've seen them too many times, and I generally don't really care for them.
You awake? I don't know where we are.
But I gotta go talk to the 3rd Fleet leader. Just click through this. And I really hope that the clicking isn't loud.
Doing a careful expedition
I mean,
into
hey,
the
if it
Coral
is,
Highlands
leave
sounds
me a
like good
comment
idea
or
to me.
shoot a message in chat, and maybe I can figure out setting up a noise gate or something. I'm not really sure how loud my keyboard and my mouse are.
Hey there.
All right, so we get our first charm officially. So charms are cool. It's literally just one skill. Does it automatically equip it? It might. It does not. Okay. Good to know. So we do come down to change equipment, and now you can equip your charm. Defense boost is honestly, a borderline useless skill. I'm not a fan of it. I don't use it anywhere, basically. Yeah. So we'll just use it for now because it's the only thing we have in that slot. And, it's basically free. So let's hop into our next expedition. We're going to be going to the Coral Highlands. We got a couple monsters to sight. Yeah. And then we have some materials to gather, because usually once they introduce a new, a new area, you're getting new materials.
Nothing can stop us.
I always eat, even if I'm just going on an expedition. Let's see if I can catch one of these things. Jesus Christ. Oh, looks like I got one. Yeah, there we go. And then the most important wildlife to catch, the wiggler. Friggin' love these things. Oh, damn, I just killed that bird. Oops.
Ooh.
Alright. These are basically the small joggers of this area. For kill is the best kind of kill. Alright. Oh, this... Hello. There we go. I was gonna say, this thing is resilient. Oh great, there's more. I always like to collect as many, I guess, like, new monster parts as possible. Like, I don't think I use any of those, like any Shamo stuff in any of my upgrades, but it's always good to have. At least you know if you need it, you know? Instead of just it being a bunch of question marks, you at least know where to go for it. Alright, so we're gonna come up here, and this lets us sight the little blindy guy.
Hey, partner.
So generally, I usually like to just leave this dude alone, but I'm pretty sure his claws are used in a couple of our upgrades. So I'm at least going to probably kill him. Most likely, it shouldn't take that long. Your face. There we go. So you can think of the tenderizing like a bar, you know. Once the bar's filled, the monster gets tenderized. Just shooting your clutch claw at a monster contributes to that. And then even doing things like hitting it, you know, when you're turning it around to go into the wall. Those actions also contribute to tenderizing. Not a lot of people know you can actually block the blind from that, which is cool. There we go. Give him a little belly button. We got a mount, that's pretty cool. He has a rage too, so that works. Get a little free knockdown. But yeah, so everything contributes to the tenderize. So if you get on a monster's face, you spin him around 3 times, and then you use a light weapon attack. It actually just automatically does the tenderize. It's actually not very common knowledge there. So look, we got a, you know, we got our little wet fish scales, you know, and they help with getting sharpened down in the middle of the fight. you can get behind this hood, if you can get behind the hood, the line doesn't work. You can see like the line on the ground. And my radio menu's all messed up because I was when I was playing on a controller, that's like, you know, I have the same setup basically every playthrough, for consistency purposes, but when you're playing on keyboard and mouse, things are a little different. Block that one. So as far as equipment goes, I actually I do have a full like normal keyboard, but I have one of those little like single hand keyboard things. It's a little bit more ergonomic. I've had some wrist issues in the past. So it's nice, you know. It does the job for sure. And then it's also got, you know, like all of the quick access, like you know, G1 through 6 hotkeys that I can bind. I actually think they technically bind F1 to F6, but you know, they're easily reachable. I guess this thing is going to go back to its nest for sure. I generally don't like to do full burst with wide gun lines, but I will do it when I do the jump. Full burst does an okay amount of damage on wide gun lines. Or, yeah, not good, just okay. I actually think full burst is the worst on gun lane, or on wide gun lines than the rest of them. Because full burst damage numbers depend on how many shells you have, and with wide you only get 2. I believe long is 3, and then normal is 5. That's without capacity boost. I should be able to wyvern fire this. I should kill it. Oh, he's stronger than I thought he would be. These bad boys. There we go. So like as time goes on, as you do more hunts, you'll kind of get a better idea of when monsters are about to die, and like how much health they have. So he moved areas, but he was staggering, or like limping, I guess. So I knew his health was already low, and then once he comes up here to sleep, he usually doesn't have really much of anything left. So that's true with all monsters. Like once they get to the point where they're limping, like they're basically dead. So I believe they go into the death sleep at 30% health. That's also when they're capturable. You'll see like the little skull icon. I don't know what you need to have in advance for that is. I'm not sure. It might have something to do with your investigation level of that monster. It's like how much research level. Sorry, how much research you've done on the monster, how many tracks you've picked up. Because you get more information the more you hunt and the more you pick up tracks for a monster. Alright, let's get our campsite. I'm going to try hit some of these mining outcrops. We will be spending a good amount of time here. Coral Highlands is really good for getting the ores. There are a lot of mining nodes that are relatively close together, and I believe this is the first place that actually gives access to stuff that can be used for most charms, like that aqua core ore that I just pulled. And this place has a lot of wedge beetles. You get like a glider mantle, so like it's pretty easy to get around as well. Pick up the Legiana tracks.
Look.
Cool. So we'll get our camp. I actually think you need parts from the monster we just hunted.
Let's ask the head honcho.
Tsitsi
Sounds like the
Yaku.
research base has a new guest. Want to go back and check in? And maybe grab something.
So you need some parts to unlock that camp, and that camp is pretty crucial. I mean, honestly, I have seen, you know, people in master rank not have all of the camps unlocked. The best thing you can do for yourself and for anybody that joins your hunts is unlock all of the camps. Once you discover the camp, you just have to go, you'll get like a delivery quest thing. You go, you do the delivery, you get the camp unlocked, and that's it. I'm coming over here because this area over here is actually where you get, there are a lot of the mining nodes pretty close together, especially if there are upsurges. Oh, not bad, not bad. Alright, then we'll come up here. There are, I believe, 2 or 3 more up here. Alright, got some coral crystals. I believe we need that for our gun lance upgrade. This node here. You can also find a lot of like pets kind of wandering around too. There are like the colorful jellyfish, those little blobfish, ugly looking things that just kind of crawl on the ground over there. Alright, so there's nothing else up here. Nothing else up here. Grab this mining outcrop. So there are upsurges. Basically, what that means is there are more mining nodes available for that time. And I killed that one. Oops. I seem to do that a lot. But yeah, so there will just be more nodes available, and then a lot of the nodes that are blue normally will turn red. And red nodes give you more rare things. So that's something to look out for with investigations. So we can go ahead and return from expedition. Never abandon, always return. Abandoning ditches anything that you picked up. So I'm pretty sure the hide here is what we need to unlock that second camp. So we're gonna do that right away. It's like part of the reason why I'll just, you know, hunt the monster right then and there. So I know I'm gonna need it. And then the claws are usually used in, that'll be like an upgrade if you have like any Kulu Yaku weapons. Any Kulu weapons, you'll be using the Tsitsi
All of this is amazing.
claws, I believe, is the usual culprit. So like, so the Kulu lance, I'd be able to. Oh wait, no, that's a different one here. Alright, well, make a liar out of me, why don't you? Yeah, weird. Maybe that's high rank that I'm thinking of. Yeah, the tsetse armor is interesting, to say the least. Get the Shamos armor. So this here is actually going to be a good upgrade. This is capacity boost. Heavy artillery is going to be really good for Zora Magdaros quest. And then we're also going to want Pro Transporter on this. I just don't feel like hunting the Kulu. Pro Transporter allows you to carry cannonballs at normal running speed. Instead of, you know, being super slow, you can run and roll normally. Capacity boost is good for the gun lance. It gives you an extra shell. And then heavy artillery is good for cannonballs as well. It makes them do more damage. So I think you can technically get heavy artillery too by the time you get to the Zora Magdaros quest. So we're going to craft that and equip it right now. Kadachi. Let me make sure I'm not going to miss out on this upgrade if I take that. Yeah, so this is long shelling here. I'm just going to take this upgrade first. I'm trying to debate whether or not I want to switch to a long shelling right now. Oh, there we go. Jagras weapons is what it upgrades here. So this is like basically your first real, because like you get normal shelling too here. The Jagras stays at normal shelling too. Honestly, I don't think the Jagras one is. I can't remember. I feel like there's something about that that's like not good. Normal shelling, like 1 or 2, just doesn't do a lot of damage, I think, or something like that. Anyway, it's kind of beside the point. For normal shelling, you're going to want the Raytheon tree. That is the best one. For long, I'm going to take, I'm going to stick with the Tobe Kadachi. Super easy upgrades. And then for wide, I actually don't remember if we stick with the Carapace Cannon or not. We do for right now, at least, because it does give bonus defense. But realistically, you just want the highest shelling level that you can get at any point in time. And then as far as armor is concerned, it's kind of a toss-up, because you can go Anjanath for artillery, or you can go focus. What you can also do now, since you are unlock charms, you can actually craft charms. So I usually will just look for what I can craft, because like this, okay, we're gonna want the artillery charm sooner rather than later. Warped bones, I believe we get from the next area we go to. So for now, we'll just, you know, we'll put it in the wish list. We'll know when we get it. Now let's see if we can find the focus. Okay, so we can use it. We could use this to get capacity boost if we wanted to. That I feel like is a waste of a charm slot. Especially when there's not really any better coils to use, or, you know, base pieces, whatever you want to call them, skirts. It does not look like we have access to focus yet, like the focus charm. We could use this to get a higher thunder attack on the Tobe Kadachi one, but like, it's not really worth it. This is not a weapon that you're going to want to use elemental with, because it doesn't really have good motion value for it, and then on top of that, most of the time you're doing shelling damage anyway, at least with the playstyle that I use. Like if I'm using gun lance, then I'm using gun. So I don't think any of these are particularly good aside from the artillery, so I'm really just going to hold out for artillery. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I can get anything else with focus right now. Oh, hey, we can still get this with evade extender, so that's nice. So we've got our guard. As far as chess pieces go, we're really just on attack 1 right now. Yeah, honestly, there's not really anything special there. And then this is our guard skill. I don't believe there's a better in slot right now besides guard. Not even that we use guard a lot, but it's better than just about anything else we can get in there right now. Yeah. So, and this is all kind of circles back to that guy's post about building. Realistically, I'm just looking for, at the armor that I have access to at the time, what are the best skills. As you get farther into the game, you unlock more armor. Obviously, there's going to be better skills that you can use. So, like, in this case right now, I'm making a choice between focus and artillery. Since the 2 gun lances that I have right now that can be used are the carapace cannon and the pulsar, right? So one's wide, one's long. If one of these were level 2, then I would be using whichever one is the higher level shelling, because the shelling does more damage. Since neither one of them is higher than the other, I'm just going to go with carapace cannon, just because it's more DPS, and I can keep artillery without having to worry about, it's like, focus helps with charging the shot, and it, you know, without focus it kind of takes a little bit longer to charge the shot, so you technically do less damage over time, so DPS, damage per second or whatever. But that will likely change in the near future, because like once you get, you know, as you progress, you get more upgrade, more ability to upgrade. So we're going to take this camp here, and then now we're going to go hunt a Paolumu. This is, I believe, going to be another upgrade for us. Paolumu, ironically enough, actually, I believe one of its armor pieces gives artillery. I actually think it might be the arms. So, while we're using wide gun lance, we can use artillery too.
All right.
And then,
be careful.
if we, you know, if we get access to shelling too, long gun lance, we don't have to compromise between artillery 1 and focus 1. We can use both of them. I'm going to keep these easy flash pods here. A lot of times with like flying monsters, so like Paolumu, Legiana is one. If you go in the box, it'll give you anything related to the quest you're doing. So like Rathalos, Raytheon, Diablos does it as well. So they'll give you flash pods for flying monsters, and then Diablos specifically gives you screamer pods, which help get it out of the ground. And I believe this is where we discover the Paolumu, right? Yeah. So this fluffy dude, honestly, if I'm being honest, I kind of hate this thing. It's a pain in the ass. It's stupid face. Instead of tenderizing this, I'm just gonna wall bang it. I don't really care for tenderizing certain monsters with this weapon. I don't know, because I'm not even really poking him that much. It's mostly just I'm mostly just shooting him. Alright, get that in him. Now we get to witness the fullest form of the wide gun lance here, because we are able to do lots of pokes, and lots of explosive damage as well. My biggest issue with the gun lance, because I do make the weapon a lot, I think my biggest issue is that sometimes if you're a little bit too quick with getting your button presses in, it actually will just it'll just reload the weapon, or won't reload the weapon. It'll try and shoot it instead. Well, that was super freaking annoying, man. I absolutely hate this fucking thing. Slapped his ass on me. Alright. I'm gonna go knock him out. Okay. So, quick tangent. I'm gonna teach you how to catch these things. So, okay, well, I'll just have to go up here. So, as they're flying over you, you can actually just shoot them down with, like, a rock. So you shoot them down, take out your capture net, and then just capture them. And then... Oh shit, that's Legiana.
That's the monster we ran into earlier. Must be the big boss around these parts.
Thank you. And now I'm gonna bow. Before this thing sees me. Shit. Man, things just are not going my way right now. Alright, now before we jump back down here, I'm gonna sharpen up. Get my flash pods ready. Because once this thing's in the air, it's just such a pain to catch. So the frogs you can use, I thought I saw something flashing. The frogs you can use for, I think 3 of them. There's blast, paralysis, and then sleep. So that's the basic manipulation, honestly. We're literally just going I'm gonna poke bang, reload. thought for sure he was going to be down longer than that, but... Alright, if I don't... So, you see how my sharpness is now, like, super, super low. If I don't sharpen my weapon, my shelling will actually do less damage there. That's honestly the biggest unfortunate part about Gunlance this early in the game. Weapons generally just don't have... Oh, I have a max potion. Weapons just generally don't have enough sharpness to, you know, keep you, like, super high all the time, especially with full burst if you're using normal shelling, because...
Run out of stamina, you'll be winded and vulnerable. Veteran hunters know to always
You
keep
know,
an eye on that gate.
I'm supposed to be streaming this game because I'm good at this game, and I'm just shitting the bed today. Jesus Christ. Okay. I might as well retire at this point. Washed. You know, the reason why I like using the overlay, it actually shows you, like, the timer for things, too. So... Something just right in his head. Foot. Okay. Wow. That works, too. So, like, you want to shoot close to it because it's kind of like an echo chamber for your shelling. Get that worm stake back to him. See, like, we worked ourselves back down the red that quickly. But luckily, Paolumu is actually going to go to sleep here. So, we are going to make a quick run over to its nest. And then we are going to learn a new trick. You will actually learn where these monsters nest the more that you play. That's the kind of thing that really just takes... you know, a little bit of, I guess, learning, you know, it's repetition. The scout flies do tell you where to go to get to it, but if you already know, it's actually just super helpful. Okay. Alright, so it's only been 10 minutes, so, which is honestly kind of a long hunt for me, considering, but I did have a lot of issues here, so, he should be sleeping by now. I'm just gonna give him a second to make sure, because I can't see him. Reason we want him sleeping is because when you do a wake-up hit, it does double damage, I think. So if we eat this Might Seed, it gives us an attack boost, and then we can just do our strongest one-shot attack, and it'll do a dumb, stupid amount of damage. Load this bad boy up. Block the roar. And that's not gonna... I don't think so. Alright. Alright. So loading this thing also reloads everything, so we have a second because he does this stupid little... I don't even know what you would call this attack, but it's I don't like it. It's kind of dumb. I knew it was coming, and yet I still got clowned by it. He's not gonna let me get this thing in. So this is what happens when you don't fight a monster a lot. You get freaking clowned by like one of the dumbest monsters in the game. There we go.
Nice work, partner. Let's hurry back to the research base. I'm starving.
I don't even know why that was so difficult. Like, he just kept slamming me. Let's see here. What else can we learn about? There are some things that you can gather here. You'll see them on the map because they're not marked the same as like traditional gathering points. But these things will give you research points. I honestly don't know if they're used for anything else. I know that you can have optional quests that have you gathering things like that. Like I said, honestly, I'm not educated enough to speak on like what it actually does, though. So, I mean, honestly, if anybody knows, feel free to comment. Let me know. Alright, so we got our stuff here. Crack open a drink.
Shouldn't you prepare before you head down to the Rotten Vale?
Rotten Vale, here we go.
I'm counting on you.
Now we're at the place. Alright, let's go see the smithy real quick, take a look and see. Because honestly, like, we are in low rank. Our armor will be replaced as soon as we hit high rank. No shit. I got just enough stuff from that one hunt to get me artillery too. So Lumu hat, this is another good piece. It's not good for us right now because we're not really doing anything with that would require stamina surge, but if you're playing, you know, like bow, or dual blades, or honestly even I like to use that on lance too, like regular lance. Anything that is stamina intensive, the Lumu hat is a pretty good choice. So let's craft this, and we now have artillery 2, which is sick. Artillery 2 is a 20% attack bonus for shelling. Wyvern's fire as well. And then it's also a 30% reduction in cooldown time for Wyvern fire. And then, so that just kind of further ties into, the wide shelling gun lance, because that's the one that does the most Wyvern fire damage, I believe. I know Pale Lumu unlocks. Oh, is it windproof? I thought Divine Blessing. So Divine Blessing is a great skill. It's basically just like a 50, you know, for the third tier, it's a 50% chance at taking basically no damage. And then way later in the game, you can get this the skill that, well, I think it allows you up to tier 5. And tier 5 is like a 75% chance or 70% chance, something like that. So it's crazy good. It's crazy good. But I usually don't use it until like later in the game. It's honestly, it's generally not necessary, as long as Paloma doesn't shit on you, you know. Alright. So this is another example of the game showing you can do something in a cutscene. Unfortunately, I did not let you see that, so I apologize. But the idea that it gives you is with Slinger Torches, you can dissipate the... What the hell is that? Effluvia? So it makes the effluvia go away. So we are going to run up here because this is where we find Radaban. This is the required hunt. So it checks off investigate and then adds hunt Radaban.
Watch yourself! Proceed with caution.
Load them up. Right in the face, too. I love Radaban, honestly. He's definitely like one of my, I would say, more favorite, like, underrated monsters. Hook in the face a little bit. Get those part breaks. Just remember, people part breaks equal quest rewards. Nice, nice, nice. I feel like Gunline's one of the better weapons to hunt this monster. A lot of bladed weapons have issues because they bounce at this, you know, at this stage in the game. Something not a lot of people know, you can actually, when Radabans or Uragons are on their side, you can actually time their match. It's a pretty interesting interaction. Gonna get a quick sharpen on. And while he's on his back, let's, God damn it, it keeps picking up the material that's on the ground already. Get this mount off. Once we knock him down from the mount, I'm gonna run to his back and show you how you can mine it, literally like a mining node. Radaban specifically gives you Wyvern bone mass. I feel like it's all bone related stuff, and more related stuff. So get back here. Warp bone. Perfect. It's the same as a normal mining node. You can only hit it 3 times each time it gets down. But just remember, every time it gets down, like, we would have had like 15 you know, chances at mining by now if we would have actually gotten it off. So like, it's cool. It's a cool little thing, but like, it's really good for getting certain materials. I think he's going to be enraged here still. You to sleep. So we're gonna be put to sleep here, and we're gonna be super not vulnerable because our Palico is goated. Sometimes you can like stop monsters' attacks. Especially if you're doing like a lot of I hesitate to call it stun damage, but like if you can stagger a monster, you can pretty much like stop them from attacking. Depends on what they're, you know, how much stagger, like your weapon, how good at staggering monsters your weapon is, and then what the monster's like threshold for that is. Gyros, so this has us citing a Great Gyros. Great Gyros is, I don't think it has anything we need as far as armor is concerned, but it has some pretty decent weapons. Not for Gunlance as far as I'm aware, but for other weapons, it's got pretty strong paralysis, and like notably sword shielded. Alright, so he's gonna go bones back. I am gonna get prepared. Stick it. Sure. This is why you can get so many part breaks from this monster. Because he does re-up on bones, so you get a ton of part breaks. Makes it really easy to get a ton of stuff from the monster. And then I feel like while we're here, it's a good idea to kill some Hornitars. Their bodies don't always stay. You can also, I think in low rank specifically, where did we go? You can kill them with 2 shots. Not 2 shots. Okay, that's not even worth doing, never mind. That's best poison I'm thinking of, but you can kill them with slinger shots. Yeah, slinger shots. I don't know if it actually has a higher chance of leaving a body, or if that's just confirmation bias, but like, I really do feel like it does. So I try to just, you know, kill them with the slinger, non-weapon kills. And then the other good thing is, like, because, like, there is a skill you can use, Etymologist, and it will have a better chance of leaving a body when you kill a bug, but you can also just kill a bunch of them and get investigations, and then the investigation quest rewards will be for that animal. So, like, it'll be, you know, Pornitar.
Is this the effluvium? Be careful not to touch it.
So we got Gyros here. The Great Gyros is probably going to be down here somewhere. This is just an example of.
Ugh.
So you can use this to
filled with that vapor stuff. Don't breathe
get rid
it in
of
or
the
your health will
effluvium.
drop. Ah! Hey, partner. How about we head back to the research base and take a break?
Oof. Paralysis over. We're not killing this guy. It's not a mandatory fight. And I genuinely don't think he has anything for us, so I generally don't care to kill it. As we get down the line, we might get something from it, but I mean, honestly, if we make the decision to switch to a different weapon, you know, there's a chance that the Great Gyros tree is a good tree. So, like I said, paralysis is a really good status.
You should prepare before going down to the bottom of the rotten
While
vale.
we're
There might
on the
not be
topic
any
of
turning
status,
back once we're
actually,
there.
let's talk about Palico equipment. I don't know if I've touched on this before in a different stream. If I have, my bad. But as far as Palico equipment is concerned, I usually like to use status rather than damage. It's not generally good for damage. It does such a small amount of actual damage. So with the status, this will do, you know, every time he hits, 80 poison, and then it'll get a poison proc and do a percentage of health. So fantastic, but it's redundant if you're using a poison weapon yourself. So, like, if I were to switch to the Raytheon Gun Lance or something, I would probably choose a different status. Specifically, you can... Okay. Specifically, you can go for paralysis if you have the Butterfly Rod with the Spring Blossom tickets. There's another one if you... Actually, I don't know if you collect, I think, Great Hornflies are what they're called from the tree, like where you can grow like honey and stuff. You can actually get the Kitty of the Valley Rod, which is another paralysis weapon, or you can go Bond Ball, which is sleep. So it's really up to you. I'm gonna save, because it's Wyvern Bone Mass, I'm gonna save them in the event that I need them. So once you hunt the Radaban, you'll have a lot more a lot more spaces to upgrade to. I believe the next Pulsar Gunlance upgrade is going to be the Shelling Level 2 upgrade. And I believe the next Carapace Cannon upgrade requires Diablos material, if I'm correct. So there's a chance we're going to swap over to using the Tobi Kadachi one. but that's to be determined. For now, we can actually come down and make our artillery charm. So we now have artillery level 3, which is a 30% damage increase to shelling and wyvern fire, and then a 50% cooldown for the other one, for wyvern fire. Okay. Yeah, I mean, from here, like I said, we can always upgrade this. The armor doesn't even matter. I'll probably keep the Pookie armor until the end of low rank, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. The next few hunts are going to go pretty quickly. We have some optional upgrades we can hit, but realistically, I'm looking to get out of low rank, like, today. So, Tau Raiders, they'll go and they'll hunt on your behalf, they'll gather on your behalf. They usually just take the most expensive option as far as research points are concerned. The reason for that being they're usually the best at gathering or hunting. And then you can choose the option that has the monster that you need parts for. They can't gather everything, but they can get stuff from monsters that you normally would have a much harder time getting. I can't think of a specific example, but I know for a fact that there are parts that like are easier to get through Tau Raiders than they are actually trying to get them from the monster themselves. So what happened there, the Legiana stopped us from going where we want to go, so our job now is to kill the Legiana. So yeah, well, I mean that, yeah, okay, so that last one is Diablos. Alright, because we're gonna kill this Legiana. From there, our next monster hunt is Odogaron.
Slow and careful.
And if I'm correct, the following monsters after that are going to be the end of low rank. I'm pretty sure that's it. So let's get this quest posted. I don't think Legiana has an upgrade for us. That's why I said that the hunts are going to go kind of quickly.
We need to clear the way so we can fly down to the base of the Rotten Vale. The airship will get knocked out of the sky if we don't do something about that monster.
Okay. Alright. Oh, it looks like we have a... We might have a viewer, look at that. Look at that. Alright, so now we've eaten. We're gonna grab our easy flash pods and get the hell out of here. Interestingly enough, it doesn't start you at the right camp. I'm pretty sure the Legiana always spawns in the same place. Yeah, I did eat. Okay. Here, I thought I'm going crazy. So while the boxes are shared there, you actually... the materials in them multiply when you get more people in your quest. is like one of the most annoying monsters to get, like, while you're hunting something else. Because it's so, like, it just helps so much. Yeah, so the wall bangs do like 3% total health damage. So this is going to be kind of... Let me do this, actually. I'm like trying to see if I can goad him into getting back into the air. That's not what I wanted to do, Jesus Christ. Yep. Remember how I said it was going to be dumb? Guess what? It was. Alright, so now our health and our stamina are gimped for the rest of the hunt. Because we cannot eat for another, like, 8 minutes. So... you can either, at this point, like... you could either just restart the quest. Or you can... do what we're gonna do and suck it up and truck on. Although if you do that, just remember that at this point, if you get hit more than once, you're probably gonna die. So he's not enraged anymore. Oh my god. And now it's just gonna be enraged. Great. So this is another this is another case where like just nothing is going right. You know, before anybody asks, yes, my main attack button, like my, I guess what would be my Y attack, is on the side mouse button. And my circle attack is on the, like my left click. The reason for that is just because I'm playing Gun Mines. I don't play anything else besides Gun Mines on the mouse and keyboard. Except for Fire, but that's a completely different set of controls. Nope, no. Just we're doing it anyway. Sorry, we've got a pretty decent cooldown on that anyway. Alright, so we need to get get some stones in our wyvern steak. Is that what it's called? Worm steak. I've been calling it the wrong thing this whole time. What else is new? It's almost like I've never played this game before. You could think. Okay, I was gonna say, like, I thought he was just bailing. I was about to get upset.
It's gonna make you eat right through your stamina if you don't do something about it.
So we're definitely popping in there by the way. I don't know if Bro's gonna help or not, but if he's gonna blind this thing, I'm gonna take it. Just block it. The Legiano doesn't let him. And now he's coming after me. What the hell, dude? I should have known better. I'm totally gonna die again. This is hilarious. Well, you know what they say, that's what I get for thoughting. Yep. Oh man, oh man. I don't know, man, I'm starting to think Gun Lance isn't for me. Because I am just absolutely shitting the bed. It's just, hey, I can eat again. Just like stage fright. Like, having some performance issues because I'm streaming. Is that how that works? Oh, let me sharpen actually. Load one of them bad boys up because I actually don't know how long that one's gonna last. It's like Gun Lance is kind of considered the extreme damage weapon, but only if you're good at using it. So the stronger the blast, the more like reverberation damage it does. Once again, we've shot ourselves down to red sharpness. And I cannot wait until that's not a thing anymore. Oh wait, is he going to sleep? Sweet. This is actually super good because once he goes to sleep, if I can get up there while that stake is still in him, we might actually be able to one-shot him from 30%. Do I have? I do. Get some ration going just so that I don't have to sit here and baby myself all the way up to the top. So, Legiana specifically likes to go and sleep all the way at the tippy top of the map. This is like one of the highest, like, points in the game, basically, like, as far as top of the map to bottom of the map goes. Oh wait, no, this is where the wedge beetles start. I'm stupid. There we go. Now, I should be able to get up there without my feet touching the ground. Cool. Thing to keep in mind is that monsters do regenerate health while they're sleeping, and they will wake up if you let them sleep long enough. Like, once they're out of that range. So we're gonna eat this. Tick. Not eat it. Wow, she's gonna wake up. That was a little bit closer to a free faint hunt than I would have liked, though. Once again, apparently, I'm not as good at this game as I thought I was. There are also a couple gathering points up here we can use, too. So we'll grab these bad boys. It's like, you never know, you might get to master rank and like start upgrading something and go like, oh hey, I need a friggin' material from low rank. Now I have to go all the way back down to get it. But yeah, so you can jump off this thing. You can actually see the 3rd Fleet base over there. Little balloon guy. Alright. Oh, and look at that. Got the plate. This is what they mean. This is what they call streamer luck. Alright. Earn the right to take on 5-star assignments. I actually think that means like the Raytheon now too.
Incredible.
So
Alright, the time has come. Let's head down
now
to
they're
the
going to
bottom
want
of
us
the
to go to
veil.
the bottom of the veil. So I'm going to hop it back over here to Astera. And I believe we have a couple things to look at. First and foremost, we have new quests to
You all good?
unlock with the botanical research. Botanical box. Whatever that thing is called. So we're going to collect this. There's our great hornfly that I was talking about, so I should be able to craft one of those things now. Throw a fertilizer on there so we get more stuff. She is going to give me a quest for Raytheon now. Or not. Maybe that's the next upgrade. Okay. Some armor spheres. Got some new investigations that we're probably never going to do. This is a... Alright, so this is a harvest box upgrade. There are a few of them. By the end of your harvest box upgrades, you go from having like, what is it, 6 spots or whatever, and only being able to harvest one thing at a time. And then you get up to 50 slots, and you can have 2 items growing at the same time. I think that's like once you get to master rank, they give you the 2nd item. But yeah, it's definitely useful to get those upgrades whenever you're able to. 'Cause like I said, you know, it unlocks more space, so you can harvest more things at a time. You know, like you don't have to grab it every couple quests. If you're like me, you perpetually forget to pick up other shit, and then your harvest box will sit full for like 3 or 4 quests. It's very not optimal. Alright, so now that we have killed the Legiana, that gives us access to Monster Bone Plus. Monster Bone Plus is kind of like a gatekeeping thing for a lot of weapons. So that now gives us access to, you know, the next tier of next rarity weapon. So now we can look, we can get, you know, if you're using the steel tree or whatever, this is our next Toby Kadachi upgrade. Apparently it doesn't have level 2 yet, which is interesting. Maybe level 2 is a high rank weapon then, because I'm pretty sure this is the end of the low rank weapons, and then high rank starts here. Yeah, it has to be, because if you look, there's the scale there and the scale here. So I keep freaking doing that, man. This is actually an upgrade that we're gonna take. This is the Zora Magdaros, because Zora Magdaros is technically a high rank monster. But Zora Magdaros has pretty good long shelling gun lance for the beginning of high rank. So that is definitely going to be one we take. I'm I'm really starting to think that you can't get long or wide gun lances to level 2 before high rank now. That's like just, I don't know, the gut feeling that I'm getting here. 'Cause all of the level 2s are all normal. Yeah, I think that might actually be the case. Alright. Whatever. Alright, so this is the butterfly from the great horn flies. Fade Window, Quick Sheath, Leap of Faith, Honey Hunter. Honey Hunter's a good gathering skill. Skill. It lets you gather 1 extra time from honey nodes. There are also corresponding skills for like other things like mining nodes and things like that. The Radaban armor, Slugger, Sleep Resistance, Sleep Attack, and other guard. So if we had a guard charm and we were playing Lance, this, the Baroth head, and then the charm would allow us to have guard 3. So that would be super good. I believe I touched on this yesterday, but guard 2 and guard 4 are not something that you want, because if you read it, it only reduces stamina depletion as opposed to increasing the impact that you can take. So while yes, the little bump in stamina depletion is nice, having something like stamina surge will just completely void needing this. So 1, 3, and 5 is all you really need for guard. And I don't even remember the last time I used guard 5 like intentionally. Like, it's not something I generally go out of my way to use. Ingot armor here is honestly a pretty cool looking armor. You get health boost, but that's about it. You can go for like the elemental attack ups, so like you could kind of mix and match this with like the Kodachi there, or if you're going up like against like a really strong thunder user, you could kind of stack this with this. You get like extra thunder resistance. So that'll, once you hit like a certain resistance level, it stops you from getting whatever blight is associated with that. In this case, Thunder Blight, which makes you stun easier. But that's really just if, I mean, honestly, it's really only if you're going up against Kirin, which I don't think I've ever fought a low rank Kirin before. But yeah, so you can go for the, thunder attack if you're looking to do like elemental, if you're playing bow, or something that uses elemental damage. We have an ice attack here too, ice resist. I really don't go for attacks and resists. Evade window is a good skill, especially if you're using something that dodges. You can combine like evade extender with evade window. And I think we unlock like slinger charm. Increasing slinger capacity. It does affect, as far as I'm aware, it does affect how long the worm stake stays when you load it. It also affects, if you're playing bow, Thousand Dragon, where you load the slinger ammo into your bow and then shotgun it in their face. It also affects the damage that does. Getting max slinger capacity actually increases that damage a pretty good amount. So that could be good to have. You know, get your ice charms, and then evade window. So if you're going for like an evasive playstyle, or if you're like a Soulsborne player, honestly, evade window might be your niche here. I like to use evade window when I'm playing Sword and Shield. It gives more iframes when you dodge. So that back step that you do in Sword and Shield has iframes. So like you can extend those out and you can back step through like any attack. Honestly, it's pretty sick. But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be it for today. I do have some stuff that I need to go take care of. I might stream later on tonight, depending on a couple things. It might not be Monster Hunter. I do play other games, I swear. So, I mean, yeah, stay tuned. And I will talk to you guys on the flip side. See ya.